Welcome back, bigots! The topic for this video is straightforward, as I will only be discussing just one person. That person being Jason Schreier. If you don't know who Jason Schreier is, allow me to give you a quick rundown. Jason Schreier is a gaming journalist, allegedly, and he's been writing pretty much whatever he wants for a while now. It's literally that simple. Let's move on. So, he's also known for his amusingly bad takes, and that is the reason for this video. Mostly. He recently said something that caused a lot of YouTubers and online personalities to raise a few eyebrows. Why? Because what he has recently said leads me to believe that his entire career is not what you think it is. So what the heck am I talking about? You might be asking yourself. Well, I'm talking about this comment right here. He says, "Here's a hot take. I like Avowed way more than Expedition 33. Which I would categorize as blasphemy. But anyway, this comment, if it seems absurd to you, it's because it is. I could respond to this comment in a multitude of ways. For instance, I could argue that, mechanically speaking, Expedition 33 is far superior due to its finely tuned combat system that relies more on skill than, say, Avowed's combat system. Or I could point out that Expedition 33 lacks the modern-day politic twist that most modern AAA industry keeps ham-fisting into their games. Yeah, I could also argue that Avowed's art direction, or more specifically, the character models of Avowed, are inferior to Expedition 33's. But that's not what I'm going to do in this video. You see, I have a better idea. So I shall first present it in the form of a question. What if I told you, my astute viewers, that Jason Schreier knows that his comments, especially the one I just presented, is ridiculous. And it's ridiculous on purpose. What if I told you that Jason Schreier is nothing but a provocateur? That is, a troublemaker. Rightfully, you would be asking me for some evidence. Or at least what I or you might refer to as suggestive evidence. You know, something that would convince you, as it has convinced me, that Jason has other motivations. Now, stay with me on this one, because it won't take long. Do you remember this comment? The good old, go woke, go brew to the top of the charts? If you don't remember this comment, Jason was trying to promote Dragon Age the Veilguard as a smashing success. Shortly after this comment was made, and due to all the backlash, he deleted it. He deleted it because the game crashed harder than Enron. But this comment only leads to my argument, that argument being that Jason knows what he's doing, and he's doing it and doing it and doing it well. So, what is Jason doing exactly? Well, one reply from Jason's go woke or go to the top of the charts comment opened the door for Jason himself to be alarmingly honest. Here's that exchange. Somebody by the name of Mr. Clown responded to Jason's original comment about go woke to the top of the charts, right? And he says, Mr. Clown says, "There's no way you genuinely like this turd." And it is Jason's reply to this comment that leads me to believe that Jason does not value gamers nor video gaming at all. Jason replied with this: "I actually don't like that game very much, but I do like seeing you chuds get dunked on." Jason wants to see us chuds get dunked on. That's his professional endeavor? It's this simple reply that convinces me Jason has absolutely no interest in unbiased journalism, or at least as unbiased as one can be. We're all human after all, and I understand that. I honestly believe Jason doesn't really think Avowed is better than Expedition 33. I think that Jason writes these statements to elicit a negative response from the Chuds, so that he may write about our response, our reaction, in one of his articles or comments on Blue Sky or whatever. I would say that he's a true practitioner of the Hegelian dialectic, which, unsurprisingly, and I would say somewhat humorously, lends to the notion that Jason is never beating the Gamergate allegations. It has always been about journalistic integrity within the gaming industry. Well, that and activism. There's way too much of that happening. That needs to stop. I'll put it this way. If Jason thinks he's untouchable enough to openly admit he's, I would say, lying about his interest in Dragon Age Veilguard, and additionally admits to only making statements to irritate the Chuds, how am I supposed to take his words seriously when he talks about Avowed itself? Remember, he just admitted he doesn't like Dragon Age Veilguard, but tried to pass off low sales numbers and low player counts as a success. He did so in the hopes of humiliating gamers. Well, this is obvious. This is some serious passive-aggressive antagonism we have here. This guy is an absolute mess. How can anyone take him seriously at this point? This is why I have, on multiple occasions, articulated that we're not dealing with a deficit of intelligence within the video gaming sphere, but a surplus of intent. Again, this is about their intent, not their intelligence. What I'm saying is, I am convinced these people being the journalists and elitists and so on and so forth, I'm convinced that those people know what they're doing. This isn't about making terrible decisions. It's about wanting to control what we think and even what we buy. They have convinced themselves that we lack the clarity of mind to think for ourselves. Journalists within the gaming industry have operated under limited supervision and unprecedented freedom from consequences for so long that they believe they can just act this way and get away with it. Now, when I say operating under limited supervision, I say that because these journalists have been acting like unruly children. Thus, they need to be disciplined like unruly children. This aspect of our hobby needs significant change. Thankfully, that change has already snowballed thanks to the advent of YouTube and other social media outlets. You see, we are already seeing the fruits of our collective labor as friendlier and more intellectually honest individuals make videos about video game topics themselves. It's no longer up to the big AAA journalists out there, like Jason Schreier. Eventually, we should be able to tune out, if not drive out, the sniveling, condescending, and elitist journalists that have been plaguing our hobby. Eventually, they're just going to become obsolete. Which actually brings me to another pertinent question. I wonder how many more journalists, and I'm using air quotes there, act this way. Viewers, I call upon you to share what you have found in the comments below. Share some links. It could be about Jason, it could be about anybody who calls themselves a journalist, or anyone in the video game sphere that acts the way Jason acts. Share their contradictory ways with the rest of the class. Please, I would love for you guys to do that. Oh, and by the way, during the Dragon Age Veilguard meltdown, I said something to Jason that made him block me. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was enough for him to drop the ban hammer. I wish I would have screenshot it. I didn't. I should do that more often. Well, I look forward to the time when these people are relegated to being low-humming white noise in the background of our future successes. Thanks to games like Expedition 33 and even Stellar Blade, that future is getting a lot closer than you think. That's all the time I have for this quick video. Please like and subscribe. You can always find me on Gab and Odyssey. Do all the fun social media stuff. And until next time, have fun.